Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach Today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB, ready for another week. It is September 5th, 2022, ready to take it on. It is a Monday, and as we get ready to really rock and roll September, I am so pumped, especially since we're getting this week started. This is going to be really a month of focus on getting a little stronger with our health and working on our business and the combination of all the above as we continue to work our plan. As you know, executing on the plan is really critical, staying focused on doing the activities day by day, and then working on your plan, which this is a due month, right? And continue to work and execute on it. It's been pretty interesting for me as I keep letting you into my life. I'm going to talk a little bit about health and fitness and also some of the things I'm doing with business because this month is going to be about health and fitness and well-being and medical ideas and medical advisors and nutrition and vibrance. Really exciting month for me. I know I have done pretty good with my health up and down, but with the move and everything that's going on, I haven't been as consistent as I want to be in my training, and there's some major things that I'm going to be doing as I continue this revolution of changing things. One of those things is now understanding that I am building a retreat center here in the house for 8 to 10 people, and I'm going to do 9 retreats next year for a very intimate, sitting out by the fire pit, working together with my office and the environment all set up for just amazing learning. I'm so pumped about that. But also, getting my health like to the next level, like really getting stronger. I haven't been doing Sir's workouts that he's been sending me. I need to get on that again. And I've bought some new equipment that's coming in, and I will be doing some reviews as we're building a gym, which I'm really excited about. But it's really about this idea of health. And why is it? Why do we need to continually talk about health here on Morning Coach when really it's about productivity, right? And knowing what step to take next. Well, the truth is that health is the foundation of everything. And if we don't have good health, and we don't feel good, and we're not able to operate at high levels, we can't accomplish the things that we want to accomplish in our lives. We can't manifest at the level that we want to manifest. And so health is really the foundational piece. It's, we have the attitude of gratitude and waking up with thankfulness, but also being healthy is going to allow you to do the things that you need to do. And it's right there with gratitude. I mean, we just look at the alternative. If you're not healthy, right? If things aren't going your way in health, it's really hard to feel good and do the things you need to do. It just is. Jimmy Buffett in one of his songs says, if your feet stink and you're hungover, you can't love Jesus. And there's some truth to that, right? If you're hurting and not feeling good and you got aches and pains and you're not able to operate, you're not going to be able to have the energy that you need to really take on those things that you need to do. So why does this happen? Well, one of the reasons is we get very complacent. Society, things are getting easier and easier. It really is. We're getting easier and easier with things, and life is getting easier and easier. And I'm talking about menial tasks, whether it's using an air fryer, which I use a lot now compared to going out into the grill and starting the grill up and doing all those things, or changing the channel on the TV and the 1,000 channels that we have. Life has really gotten a little bit easier, and, we don't have to trek through, miles and miles of snow to get to the grocery store. You can go to a grocery store and half people are getting groceries delivered now. So we get very complacent as human beings, and that's not what we were designed to do. Yes, we have an intellectual component that's very important, and I want to stimulate you intellectually. I want you to get you thinking. I want your mind working. That's a very important part of fitness, is to keep that mind where it needs to be. The other thing that I want to do with you is to help you really get the health where you need it to be. And understanding the physical side of it is such an important part. So there's the mental health and the physical aspect. These are both health issues, and health is wealth. And that's really very important to understand, is that there are multiple components of health. Because a lot of times when we talk about working out, we just talk about the physical aspect of it. But we know that because of the brain chemistry and the way things work, that actually the health side of working out does help our mental health. And so we've got to be careful of getting very complacent and then not allowing ourselves to move, as Sir says, movement is life, and also work our mind and get ourselves in a place where we have better health. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a fitness model or supermodel What we're trying to do is just get our health a little bit better every day. And it really is determined by the decisions you're going to make. And I mean, I got to tell you, the quality of sleep really affects me now more than ever. It never used to affect me that much, but now it's a really big part of my life is how my sleep and how I'm feeling with my sleep, right? So understanding quality of sleep is another part of health that as I'm getting older, that is really important with my mental health and my physical health, and tracking that with my Oura Ring or my Whoop device. And both of those, I know what type of sleep I'm getting. But what we've got to do is, again, we've got to get rid of the complacency and start to work on those few things that I'm talking about. My only day that I really sleep bad is on Dungeons & Dragons night, because we drink a bunch of Mountain Dew, eat a bunch of chips, and stay up all night. And I actually had to tell them, look, guys, I can't stay up to 2, 3 in the morning anymore. It just hurts me too much. So that's one area that I have to put some boundaries up. Same thing with drinking. As you know, I don't drink much. Very rarely I'll have drinks. And when I do, the boundaries have got to be in place, because it's about moderation. And so understanding complacency is something I want to bring up this Monday as we get going, and really understand that health is such a critical component. And this week, that's what we're going to talk about. Health is wealth. We're going to talk a little more about that today. Tomorrow, we get back to competing against luck, and we're starting chapters 1 and 2. I'm loving this book, and that's going to be more of a business mindset. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about workout safety and keeping interest. How do we do that as we're working on our health? On Thursday, it's Ask JB, obviously updating you, keeping you going with everything. And Friday, mental health, sleep, HRV, better health. We're going to get into that a little bit. Saturday, we've got fun health tips to staying young and how to stay young. And then Sunday, spiritual health and wealth. How do we build on those foundational pieces to really have that great life? So excited about today. I'm excited about this month. Health is the foundation of everything. And we've got to start getting a little more consistent. So how do we do that? Well, obviously in our planner, we have the consistency checker. And the consistency checker is allowing you to try to beat your best times by doing something consistently over time. That's what the consistency checker is. For those of you that are new, you'll find it in your planner. You'll find a little area that you can write down something and you can put a number by it. So for example, I'll use alcohol. So alcohol, I went 41 days without drinking, and then I drank. So 41 days, I kept myself from not having any alcohol in my body, and then I went out on a Saturday, and we went out and had some drinks, okay? So I started the count all over. So now my goal is to beat that 41 days. How many days in a row can I go by really knocking that out? How can I not drink for 41 days? So same thing with health. So I always keep like a health, a little consistency area, which is health. Now, health to me is if you're working out, you're resting, you're doing the things that you need to do in order to maintain proper health. And again, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You need to do some resistance training. You need to do some cardio. Those are the things that are going to help you really get yourself in a place where your health is at a high level. So the idea then is we've got to get consistent. So we've got the consistency tracker, and we want to be following a consistent pattern of things. How many days in a row can you do? How many days in a row can you stay healthy? Eating right, taking care of yourself, exercising, doing some mental health, doing some meditation. How many days in a row are you properly taking care of yourself? That's what we've got to look to, okay? So the consistency checklist is really important. Now, sometimes I'll even do negatives. So if I'm keeping track of something like health and I don't do it for a few days in a row, I'll actually put negatives like -1, -2, -3 that I haven't done it. And sometimes that wakes you up to say, okay, I need to get my stuff together. I've went 20 days and I haven't done something with my health, right? So that's something you can do. So you can do positive and negatives on the checklist, and it really does work well. And that way you've got some type of accountability with yourself, that you're tracking things that are really important to you. So health to me is really important. Running is something that I track. How many days in a row did I run? But I am changing that up a little bit by getting the gym in place, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But you want to be consistent in what you're doing. And really, one of the ways that can help you with that is to train for something, meaning, you go to the gym and you're going to train to, get a better 5K time. That's typically one of the things I do. It keeps me going. It's like, can I run a 22-minute 5K? And I did that this summer. And then since the move, I've been really lazy. And I don't say lazy, just working on getting the house set up and everything working. And I haven't been doing my normal daily 3.3 mile runs. So it's time to get back to it. So what do? And that's a good question, right? What do I do when the consistency isn't holding up? When things aren't holding up, I will go out and buy something. Okay, that's just me, and that allows me to train for something or add some type of equipment into my life. So, now that I'm building a gym, I'm looking at different types of equipment because it allows me to spend some money, and that gives that old guilt feeling going, wow, okay, I better do it. And shoes can work too. I love shoes, so you might get a new pair of running shoes or whatever activity you're going to do. For me, I ended up ordering a new piece of equipment called a climber, CLIMBR. I'm going to do some YouTube reviews on it, but basically it's a climbing machine with a workout for HIIT and aerobic cardiovascular exercise. So it's a complete body workout, very low impact, but you're climbing, and it's got a monitor. It's kind of like a Peloton if you've seen those. I'm not a big biker, so that's why I'm not into biking, but this is a climbing machine. So it's not cheap. It's pretty expensive, but it's going to force me to, if I'm not running, doing my climbing exercise, and I'll still do my running, but the climbing will accelerate my fitness, especially my cardiovascular fitness. The other thing I'm doing is getting some benches and dumbbells. I typically use dumbbells. That's just how I lift. And so having my dumbbells there, I can start my resistance training, which has been really, really weak recently. So spending money, okay, and putting some investment in things get you that guilt feeling that, man, I better get out there and start taking care of my health. I've mentioned I'm building a cold dip. I'm building a dry sauna and a wet sauna and getting a hot tub jacuzzi. And the next step that I'm getting with the jacuzzi this year, it's, getting people to work is really hard, but I'm getting also a swimming lane pool, meaning one side of it's a jacuzzi. The other side is you swim against the jets. And so I'm not going to get a pool. I'm actually going to put that in. And that gives me a complete fitness suite of a dry sauna, a wet sauna, a jacuzzi, a place to cold dip and swim. Now, I get it. Not everybody has the ability to do all those things. That's been a goal of mine. I'm manifesting that. You can use a jump rope. It's just hard for me to get motivated in using a jump rope, and that it's not that exciting of an exercise, but it can work. I'm not saying you have to go out and spend tons of money. I am in this point where I'm building a gym and I'm getting organized, so it's really motivating me to get into my health even more and focusing on what pieces of equipment and things that I want. And that's really what I'm looking at from a physical standpoint and why I'm making that investment, because I realize health is such an important investment in me that I want to make sure I have everything here and I can just get up in the morning, do my workout, do a steam room or a dry sauna, and focus really on my health, do a cold dip, get my cardiovascular working, get some resistance training in, and really get my level of health to such an amazing level that everything works. So when I'm going through a revolution like I'm going through and making changes, focusing on health is such an important part. As I've always said, that when I focus on my health, my business does better. They work hand in hand. And so that's what I'm focused on is, okay, what do I need? What are my tools in order to keep my physical body together and my mental body? We've been talking about mental health, And you need your tools for that, whether it's the Calm app, whether it's the Muse headband that you use, or whether it's just a meditation pillow and a meditation spot. That's what it's really about. So the idea then is we've got to start getting our mind in health. And we're going to talk a lot about it this week. Tomorrow, obviously, we'll step back and we'll get back into competing against luck. But what tools are we going to use? What are we going to do to stop being so sedentary, so complacent, and get ourselves, not a supermodel. We're not trying to get, totally fit, even though I'm trying to get really fit. But, where are we going to get our premier health and mental health and physical health? How are we going to eat a little better? How are we going to hydrate a little bit better? Get excited about it, because really my job is to just continue to remind you of the importance of health and why it's so important that we are doing those things to make our bodies better, our minds better, and just get stronger overall in every aspect of life. And that's my job to help you do that. So we're going to focus on it. That's what we're going to be doing this month, specifically this week, as health is wealth. And then the rest of the month, we'll be taking a couple topics here, whether it's well-being, medical advisors, fitness, nutrition, vibrance. I just love that word vibrance, right? If we just pick a word of the day, vibrance, how cool is that? We're going to get excited about it, and I hope you get excited about it. I'm making some investments into equipment, and I will share some of the ideas and thoughts on what I'm doing. But again, I like to keep it simple. Some cardio, and you can just go run. That's free. Some resistance training. Heck, you can use soup cans. You can use milk jugs. There are things that you can do without even spending any money. But if you want to invest, you can go to the gym. You can hire a trainer. I'm all for those things. I've obviously had a background in exercise phys, so I know what I'm doing. and really excited about taking it to the next level. And I've never had the ability to really build a gym before. So that's one of the things I'm excited, and I'll be sharing with you some of the tools and things that I'm putting together. But health is wealth. Let's focus on it. Let's make it a big part of our life, and let's continue to press on with true health and true good energy with the things that we're doing in our lives. Okay, I love you. Go have a great Monday. It's going to be a great start of the day, and I'll be back with more right here tomorrow morning.